everybody, it's Teresa. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to make a bracelet today, and I'm going to use some of the beads that came in the most recent dollar bead box. I will put a link in the corner of this video and in the description box below to the unboxing video that I did for this subscription in case you want to watch it, where I go into a little bit more detail about the subscription and how it works and all. I don't want to go into a lot of detail on this video because I don't want this video to get terribly long. But I will put a link in the description box below to the page where you can sign up for the subscription if you want to, and it will tell you all you need to know about it. And I have a coupon code. It's THJ2, and I'll put it on the screen here and in the description box below, and that will save you $2 off your first box if you sign up, or it'll save you $2 off a purchase in their online shop, but you can only use it one time. I'm using the 4mm check glass struck beads in Crystal AB here. I'm using the 4mm check glass struck beads in medium amethyst. These are the check glass saucer beads. They're 4mm and they're amethyst. I've got a toggle clasp, a couple of 5mm jump rings, a couple of wire guardians in here. I usually use 6mm jump rings, but that's a pretty big toggle clasp, and I didn't want to add any more length to it than that toggle clasp is already going to add. I've got my size 11 and size 15 Miyuki Durcoat galvanized silver seed beads that I'm going to be using. I'm going to use my thread burner just a little bit. I usually forget to talk about that when I do my supplies here, but I've got it here. I'm going to use it just a little bit. And then I'm using my 8-pound fire line in the white, the crystal, and size 11 tulip beading needle. I would use 6-pound fire line and a size 12 tulip beading needle, but I don't have any 6-pound fire line in the white, and I wanted to use white because of these white beads here. And I don't have any size 12 beading needles, but it would probably be better because I'm going to be going through these beads a lot. So it would probably be better if you have 6-pound to use that, and if you have a size 12 beading needle to use that. But I'm going to try to do it with this 8-pound and this size 11. And I've got my scissors to cut my fire line, and I've got my chain nose pliers and my bent chain nose pliers that I'll be using to put my clasp on at the end. And I use the chain nose pliers to flatten the thread so I can get it through the needle. And I think that's everything. I'll put links in the description box below to all the things I'm using that I can find links for. So hold on, let me get some of my beads poured out and I'll be back. Okay, I've got some of my beads poured out here, and I know you can't see them all because I've got a few of them off this side over here, so I don't have to keep reaching across the camera in front of you all. I've got my needle threaded, and I'm just leaving enough of a tail to hold on to. I'm not even going to have to sew this in because I'm going to put my wire guardian on right away, and by the time I go around it 3 times and then go around this first unit as many times as I'm going to, it's not going to come out. So I'm just going to, when I get to the point that I can, I'm going to cut it down almost all the way to the end, and then I'm going to burn the rest of it down with my thread burner. So I'm going to pick up 6 of my white truck beads here. And I'm going to bring them down to my stop bead. I'm going to go through the first one. Turn them into a circle. So I need to zoom in just a little bit here. Now I'm going to put an 11-0 between all of these white beads. And I have people ask me sometimes why I don't go ahead and pick up the 11-0 when I pick up the bigger beads, and I do sometimes. It just depends on what kind of, how big you want your circle. If you pick up the beads with the bigger beads, if you pick up the 11-0s with the bigger beads, it will make your circle spread out and be bigger around. But for this, I don't want it to be that big around. I'm going to embellish the top of it, and the way I've worked out the spacing, it works better if it's not as big, that big around. So that's why I'm putting them in on the second pass around here. I'm going to just putting them in here, and I'll get my stop bead out of the way here. Now I'm going to go through here, and I'm going to go into that first 11-0 that I added. And now I'm going to put my wire guardian on, and I'm going to just sew it directly on here without any beads or anything. I'm going to squish it in a little bit there. And I'm going to go up one channel. And then I'm going to go down the other channel. Hold my finger over it so the thread lands in the channel there. Now I came out the top of this 11-0. I'm going to go in the bottom of it. I'm just going to circle around this 11-0 here. I'm going to go around it again. Back down the other channel. Hold on to the wire guardian. Go back in this side of my 11-0. Back around it again. I already got up that channel, didn't even mean to. I'm going to come down this channel. Now that's the third time, so now I'm going to go through, back through this 11-0 and on through that 4mm and on into that 11-0, because I'm going to sew around this unit again. I'm going to end up sewing around each of these units twice, because I've discovered if I don't, my little circle gets kind of squishy like that. And I don't want it to be squishy, so I'm going to go around it, around them all twice. So I'm going to sew around until I'm coming out this 11-0 past my wire guardian here. And when I get there, I'm going to cut off my stop bead thread and burn it down. Not to get my stop bead caught in there, and I'm sure it's going to try to. Oh, there we go. Okay. Now I'm going to sew around here. Go back through that 11-0 under my wire guardian, and it's got a lot of thread in it. It'll let me go through. Now I'm going to go down here into this 11-0. I'm going to come out that 11-0 there. Now I'm going to cut my thread down almost all the way. Just leave a little bit of a piece of thread there. And then I'm going to take my thread burner. I probably should have left a little more than that. Well, I don't even see where I cut it off. There it is. No, that's not it. That's where my thread's coming out. Got to be on this side, and I didn't leave enough to burn down, so I guess we'll just hope it ain't going to come loose, but it's not going to. Didn't mean to cut that much down. I might, yeah, I see it there. It's just hard to see against those white beads, since I didn't leave much at all to burn. Okay, there we go. Now, I'm going to pick up 3 15-ohs. This is my little embellishment I'm going to do. One of my saucer beads and 3 15-ohs. Well, I'm having a hard time getting even one 15-oh on my needle, let alone 3. Okay, I've got 3 15-ohs, a saucer bead, and 3 15-ohs. I'm going to find the opposite 11-oh. I'm coming out this side of this 11-oh. I'm going to go in the opposite side of that opposite 11-oh. So I'm going across there diagonally. Pull my embellishment down. Get this knot out of my thread that's trying to form. Okay. Now I'm going to go back through these 3 15-ohs, the saucer bead, and these 3 15-ohs. And you don't have to get through them all at once if you can't. I'm going to hold my finger over it so that it doesn't get loose. Pull my thread through. And now I started by coming out this side of this 11-oh. I'm going to go in the other side of it. Pull my thread through. Tighten it up so that my embellishment's tight and looks good. Now I'm going to sew through this 4mm and into this 11-oh. Now, I know that doesn't look really good and tight yet, but I hope it's gonna straighten up when I do the rest of this. I'll pick up 3 more 15-ohs. I'm going to go into my saucer. I'm coming out this 11-oh. I'm going to go into my saucer bead. Hold my finger over it and pull my thread through. I'm going to pick up 3 more 15-ohs. And I started coming out this side of this 11-oh, so I'm going to find the opposite 11-oh and go on the opposite side. So I'm going to go on this side. Now I'm going to turn it around here and I'm going to go back up these 3 15-ohs, back into the saucer bead. And I'm not going to be able to do it all at once this time, so I'm going to hold my finger over it and pull that through. Now I'm going to go back through these 3 15-ohs on the other side that I just added. And then I started coming out this side of this 11-oh. I'm going to go into the other side of it. Pull everything up tight so that it looks neat and pretty and all. This one down here is not looking exactly the way I want it to. I don't know what. Those are 15-ohs. I was afraid I got an 11-oh in there, but I didn't. Okay, now I'm going to sew down into this 4mm and this 11-oh. And I'm going to make my next unit. So this time I'm going to pick up 6 of my amethyst drug beads. Well, okay. Now I'm coming out the top of this 11 I'm going to go in the bottom of it, just circle around here. Now I'm going to flip it over here so I can sew better, and I'm going to sew through this first one. And I'm going to put an 11 between all of these amethyst beads. Back into that 11 that is connecting me to my first unit. And now I'm going to sew around all of it again. Sew around till I'm coming out this 11 here. And now I'm going to do my embellishment on this one. I'm going to pick up 3 15-ohs. One of my saucer beads, 3 15-ohs. Now I'm coming out this 11 I need to find the opposite 11 and go in the opposite side. And when I do this, I want to make sure I'm putting my embellishment on the top, because see, when you do that, it domes your little unit up there. So you want to make sure you get all your embellishments on the top. So I'm going to find my opposite 11 and go in the opposite side. Make sure my embellishment lands on the top there. Now I'm going to go back through these 3 15-ohs, back into my saucer bead, and back through those 3 15-ohs on the other side. Hold on to it. Now I'm going to, it's come awfully loose there, but it's going to be alright. I'm going to find I started coming out of this side, so I'm going to go into the other side. Now I'm going to sew through this 4mm and into this 11-0. Now I'm going to pick up 3 more 15-0s. And I'm going to go into my saucer bead. Just the saucer bead. Hold my finger over my embellishment so it didn't come loose. I'm going to pick up 3 more 15-0s. And I'm going to look, I started coming out this side of this 11-0. I'm going to go into the other side of this 11-0 on this opposite 11-0. I'm going to go back through these 3 11-0s, back into my saucer bead, back into these 3 11-0s, hold my finger over my embellishment, and I started coming out of this side of this 11-0. I'm going to go into the opposite side of it. That puts my embellishment on that one. So now I'm going to sew down into this. And into that 11-0. And now I'm going to make my next unit. So I'll do one more with y'all and then I'll leave you alone. I'm going to pick up 6 of my white, because I'm going to alternate between my amethyst and my white. 6 of my white dark beads. Coming out the bottom of this 11-0, I'm going to go on the top of it. Sew up into this first one. Put an 11-0 between all these white beads. Make sure your 11-0 pops in between them there, like it's supposed to. I'll go back through this bead that's connecting me to my previous unit. Now I'm going to go around the whole thing again. Sew around till I'm coming out this 11-0 past where I connected here. Now I'm going to pick up 3 15-0s, my saucer bead, and 3 15-0s. Make sure I'm putting my embellishment on the top, and I'm going to find the opposite 11-0 and go on the opposite side. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . I'm going to turn it around here, go back through these through 15 O's, back into the amethyst bead, back into the 3 O's on the other side, hold on to my embellishment, pull my thread through. Now I started coming out this side. I'm going to go in the other side. While I'm at it, I'm going to go through that 4mm and that 11/0 there. I'm going to pick up 3 more 15 O's. Go into my saucer bead. Hold my finger over my embellishment. Pick up 3 more 15 O's. I started coming out the bottom of this 11/0. I'm going to go into the top of this opposite 11/0. I got my thread hooked under there, and that's not what I want to do. Get that out from under there. I don't want to get hooked around all my whole entire piece here. That would be bad. There we go. Now I'm going to go back through my 3 15 O's, back through my amethyst or my saucer bead. That's as far as I'm going to be able to get this time. Now I'm going to go back through the other 3 15 O's on this side. I started coming out of this side of this 11/0. I'm going to go into this side. And I'm going to go on through that 4mm and that 11/0. Pull everything up tight. So there's 3 of my units now. So I'm just going to keep doing this till I get the length that I want. And then when I get to the other end, I'll just put the wire guard on just like I did this one. And I'll go ahead and put the toggle clasp on. Y'all don't need to see me do that. And when I come back, we'll see what I've got. So I'll be back. Okay, there's my little bracelet all done. My measuring is off lately. I was certain that I measured this and it was going to come out to 7.5 inches, and it only came out to 7. But that's okay. Not everything has to be 7.5 inches. So there it is. There's all my embellishments. Put it together here. So it's not hard to do at all. Just takes a little time going around all those units a couple of times and then putting the embellishments on, but it's not hard to do at all. Like I said, if you want to check out the dollar bead box and the dollar bead bag, I'll put the link in the description box below. That will take you to the page where you can sign up for the subscription if you want to. And that coupon code, I'll put that in the description box below too. That would save you $2 off your first box if you sign up. I hope you all have enjoyed this video. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate those of you who have subscribed to my channel and watched my videos and liked and commented on my videos. I have a website where I sell my jewelry. It's Teresa's Handmade Jewelry, and I'll put a link to it in the description box below in case you're interested, along with a link to my Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and my email. If you haven't, I'd really love it if you'd subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified when I upload a new video. So until next time, hope y'all have a great day. Take care.